Du now beitzah misbach, Maseches beitzah, daf Yud Zayin Amud Aleph. Ein noitlem eitzah min asukah and asamachla. If you an eitzah min asada min amchunas, if it comes from the field, you have to be mechunas put together. Min akarpa fafilim min amafuzim. If it's in a karpa, if it's an enclosed area, even if the eitzim are not in one place, it's also you're allowed to bring eitzim. We're talking here eitzim lasaka. You want to cook something or heat your house on Yom Tov, so you're allowed to bring the wood from these places. Ezo karpef. What's considered a karpef that the Mishnah says you're allowed to bring even from a fuzer? If it's close to the city, it's very close to the city. It's doesn't say what means close, but let's say Shim Amma V'Shiraim. If it's very close to the city, then we say it's considered a karpef and it has this heter. Yossi says the only criteria is that it has a door with a lock. That's considered like a normal makom. Even though it's not so close, you have to walk to Chum Shabbos. As long as it has a pesachas, it's like a normal door with a lock, then it's considered a karpef if it has the heter that you're allowed to bring even from a foot. Shmuel Omer is kaven la voisa. Is kaven la voisa also. Because when do you say you can bring an asamach? Element asamach is only if you're not miskaven la voisa. You don't want to make it part of the wall. If you want to make it part of the wall, then it's also. Now Gemara says another thing. Shaloi hisna. It's only if you didn't make it tanai. Avlam hisna mita. When the Mishnah say that it's also to bring, if it's hisna, you're allowed to bring even from the sukkah itself. It's a very schwer thing. Where asks, how can you do such a thing? What does the Tanai help you? Saying that you want to be soiser or holim, you're not allowed to break stuff on Yom Tov. So what does it help you tonight? So here comes some words that are not so clear. Shmuel ben Efula, Rav Nachman ben Yankov Havabei. So it supposedly means that the Gemara says we're talking about a sukkah nefeles. Nefula. It's about the Gemara says in Bavli the first thing. We're talking here. When does it say that Tanai helps? If it's about to fall, so it helps the Tanai. It fell on Shabbos. A Tanai helps. When Rachman was wondering, let us say Migis Katsoy ben Ishmashish, it's Katsoy Kilayom. I think that's what it means here. The words are a little bit hard. I think this is the Kavanah. So I wrote here. Avak Besukah Nefeles. Sukkah. Tone Omer Shim ben Elazar. It's clear you're allowed to bring, according to this, everybody agrees that if it has one mala, either it's mechunas or it's mefuzer, but it's a karpef, everybody agrees that's not a problem. Then Bashil is matter. So that's not like our Mishnah, because our Mishnah says that Bashil, it doesn't. Mishnah goes going to Bashil and it says you cannot bring, according to Bashil, Masada is mefuzer. So let's see the other shit. Urab Nasan. Moed b'shalom basil shemavim eitzem and mechanos shebasada and mechanos shebekarpef. He says like different version. He says everybody agrees if it's mechanos, no problem. Amanechel kom fazarim shebekarpef. Sham omem asrim basil matir. That's our Mishnah. Our Mishnah goes that mefuzarim bekarpef. It has a certain chasarim that's mefuzar but karpef. Mishnah said you can bring it. And eitzem and mechanos, everybody's moed. Even Bishami agrees mechanos is not a problem. So our Mishnah goes like Reb Nosson. Biasa b'shem Rav Yemir, Chnina Motte, Boshem Rav, Alochti Mishai Machmer, like Rav Noson's version, without him for Zon Shevekapef. For Zon Shevekapef, Yularu. Means, this like this we pass like Basil. That a man Nechleku, I should write, Vad, in for Zon Shevekapef, I think he's trying to say that then they're Nechleku. The Rak, Kaim like a Basil the Shara. Okay. Ma'achel b'shitz Reb Yehuda. It says in Sechta Erevin, Reb Yehuda ein me'afel pi, afele ein ba'ele boi b'shiach ha'ma'ara me'talta m'seicha. V'achi yom ha'achan. There he says that if a carpet doesn't have anything, just a boiler to keep water, it's already mutter. It's not considered a carpet shlei ukuf l'dira. And if it's a base of sign, you're allowed to carry on Shabbos. And here he says that you need samach le'ir dafke. If it has a boiler, it's mamash considered like you live there. There's no din of carpet. Only if it doesn't have a boiler where you can draw water, then it's considered a carpet, and then you need samach le'ir. Ein mevakim eitzman akoides, v'loimen akoide shenish b'reviyantiv. Not allowed to chop wood from koides, from beams that are there they're meant for building material. Or let's say on Yonte, one of your beams broke, one of your house beams, and now you want to use that for a sukkah. Same thing, it's muktzah. It wasn't prepared before Yonte. Emevakim lebe kurdam, lebe magel. Kurdam is a certain axe. Magel is a thing that you cut. You cut tavua with it. You cut grain. Megera is a saw. Elba koifetz. Koifetz is a special kind of tool that you use to chop meat. You do it with shinu, you're allowed to do it. Baal Shimon pays with sauce, nifchas. Noit le makom apchas. The person has a sealed house, and he keeps their grain. And on Yontiv, it was nifchas. It broke. He can take. He's allowed to break the house on Yontiv. The Gemara explains it's not totally. This house is like not so well. It's not. It's just put bricks without any mortar. Then it's not considered muktzah because it's easy to open up. If it's already huchen mevoid yoim, erev yontiv was already broken, means it wasn't meant anymore to use as a beam because it's broken. So it was already huchen the hasaka mevoid yoim. Another thing, because then you're making it into a mevatel v'toyis kli. It means like this. Let's say it broke, but it still can be used. It has a certain usage for a keli. I don't know which keli, but let's say a broomstick. I'm just making it up. I don't know what. There's a certain thing that people still think, oh, you know what? This is perfect. I'm not going to use a sukkah. You only use eitz that has no tachlis whatsoever. But if it has a certain different tachlis, so then a person is not in his mind is not preparing it for a sukkah. Then it's awesome. Tana sukkahs te'enim behem te'enim. Soichos, it's branches of figs. Mechabdes behem tamarim. Shechnisam la'oichlem, oichlem beyantiv. Chnisam la'eitzem, ein oichlem beyantiv. If he had it in mind for a sukkah, he's not allowed to eat because then it's makzeh das that this is meant for a sukkah, and he's not allowed to change the status and then start eating the einim. It's an interesting halacha here, but that's one of the concepts of muktzah. You thought about a sukkah, now you're changing it into a oichel. Rav masikim bekelim and masikim b'shiv bekelim. Hadad that only became shnish b'yantiv because it was a keli and now it broke using for a sukkah. You're changing the status of the keli. but can't you have Yontiv mutter because for Yontiv you had in mind already to use it for a sucker. She'en name Torah Keli, Shem Torah Keli, Shem Yontiv mutter. Why? Am Neshel name Torah Keli, Afil Nishbe Yontiv mutter. It says here. Before it said Aser, finish B'Yontiv Aser. And here it says, Afilu Nishbe B'Yontiv Mutter. So it seems from here that Kata Kalim Nino. The fact that Bashas Soccer it turns without, but that's not, you don't do that anymore. So if it's still a Keli, even though you're throwing it into the fire, that's not an Isser. That's why you say Masikim B'Kalim. You're allowed to do it. So if it had a clear Keli after it broke, it's still considered Masikim B'Kalim. Tana Reb Chia, Masikim B'Oichlan, or Loy B'Klip Payin, Loy B'Galineim. Because that's Noilet. Meikara Eichel, V'Hashtel HaSok. Rabbi Yosef Kumer Reb Chia Rabbi, he ate, Rabbi Meschama Zorik Goy Tafia. It was looking like he's throwing it inside the oven. But really, V'Zok Kumer Tafia. Really only threw it in front of the oven. Reb Chia Rabbi, Hochaz Roik. Throw it here. Reb Chia Rabbi told Rav, make sure to throw only in front of the oven. Rav asked Ma ben Hocha ben Hocha ben Picha Achrem. Listen to me. He didn't tell him the reason, but he probably went to say it. You're not allowed to throw it in the oven because my kara oichel b'hashtal socket. That's muktzah. So you can only throw the in front of the oven, not inside the oven, because then you're going to use it for a socket. He threw it when it was still a oichel on it, and that's why Rav held its mutter, because he left over some oichel, so he didn't change it. It wasn't like from an oichel to a non-oichel. It was in the weekdays. This whole story happened on the weekdays. And Rav threw it, it was looking like he's throwing inside the oven, not socket. And that's also. However, he said, you should know such a type of thing in Yontif would be us. The base of Yanin Omer Mavakim Kurdim. They say you are allowed to use a Kurd. You're allowed to make a Kurdim. There is an axe. Shvulam Aloch Mishamim Dakim Kurdim. Toner is keep it on Bashim. Sham Os Muslim. Tidim we passing allowed to use a Kurdim. Loy Makim. Is Tanya Ton. Some say Mavakim. It's Tanya Ton Lemvakim. Because the man do Mavakim Magashal Yard, a small one, and Mavakim Magashal Kotzim. There's two types of. This is Magal is like a sickle. There's the smaller ones and bigger ones. It's on a ton of fasting calculum. It's on a ton of fasting. Fasting means you take your hair that's tangled in and you're trying to separate it. If it's strong hair, and so the question is if it goes on Yontiv or it goes on a Nazir. I already talks about a Nazir. It could be on Yontiv also. If you're scared that you might to take off hair, then it's a problem because of koitzer. Is tani tana moile atzi b'som, is tani tana ein moile. Madam moile be lachsam, madam moile be veshim. If it's a dried piece of wood, then you're not allowed to do it. The mechze can masaken mona. Because if it's a dry piece, it's like you're making a keli into it. Is tani tana matkin, it's like a cheles b'chardul, it's tani ein matkin. You gotta put a coal inside mustard. Madam matkin mishin nos magava gecheles. Madam im matkin mishin nos it's like a gecheles olaf. That's called kibui. If you pull the gecheles inside, you do a mice of kibui. But if you put the b'chardul on the gecheles, it's not considered. It's only a gram kibui. So that's mutter. The Gemara says that kibui yontiv is not mutter, but you do it in a different way. then it's mutter to do even a yantif. Okay, this is the end. We did two amudim now.